He called me earlier. It's like, yo, when you spar, I'm gonna come to the gym. I'm like, I'm gonna spar at 4 o'clock. I really didn't think he was gonna pull up, but he pulled up. It means everything. His advice and listening to him in the ring. He calling out little shit. I'm trying to make sure I do what he says. So a hell of a blessing to have Bud, Floyd, all these guys backing me, and I appreciate them. I'm just trying to keep pushing and keep getting better and better.
The most skillful fighter at 135 will be hands down Shakur Stevenson.
It's hardly surprising to hear that Floyd Mayweather Jr. has been assisting Shakur Stevenson in his preparation for the fight against Teófimo López. Rather than being headline-worthy, the partnership feels like a natural and sensible decision.
Wow.
Oh, it was so amazing. It was, but now I'm kind of so used to like,
regular.
Yes, it feels so normal. Like, honestly, that's why me and like Floyd is so like close now, because it's like I'm a genuine person, and he don't like he like genuine people around. So,
do you think he sees a lot of you in himself?
Yeah, he do. I know he do. But like I said, I feel as though I appreciate them guys. I appreciate them. I really don't even look at them like how everybody else look at them. I look at them
friends.
Yeah, like it's like cool people.
The bond between Floyd Mayweather Jr., Shakur Stevenson, and Terrence Crawford runs deeper than simple mutual admiration. In the gym, they share a unified mindset built on discipline, accuracy, and an advanced understanding of what separates winning from losing. When Floyd joins Shakur or Bud during training, his presence isn't about spotlight or control. It's about refinement. He doesn't attempt to reshape Shakur's style, but instead hones what's already world-class, zeroing in on the fine margins that can shift competitive rounds firmly in a fighter's favor.
So Floyd, when you think about the fighters who are fighting now, can you give me your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 when it comes to the lightweight? The lightweight, who you would put where?
Well, you got guys fighting between 130, 135, and 140. They stack, around that area. So, I mean, as of right now,
skills that pay the bills.
The most skillful fighter at 135 will be hands down Shakur Stevenson.
And what is it about him? Because I know he have a lot of good attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skills. Pernell Whitaker wasn't a huge puncher, but he was, very exciting, very tough, and he fought everybody. And Shakur is trying to do the same thing. He want to fight the best they got.
The emphasis is on fine points, foot placement, punch selection, and maintaining defensive discipline when exchanges intensify. These are the kinds of nuances casual fans often miss, but fighters immediately recognize. Floyd has long been open to offering guidance to boxers who show genuine respect for the craft, not out of duty, but because true professionalism at that level is rare. For Shakur, Floyd's involvement isn't about copying someone else's formula. It's about reinforcing the mindset, staying calm amid chaos, and executing with precision when the pressure starts to mount.
What's the sort of last couple from me? What's the sort of best bit of advice he's given? You obviously got so many people you can call on. You're in a very fortunate position like that, and you've got a strong team. What's the sort of best bit of advice he's given you in this game?
A lot of advice he been giving me is like boxing related, and he always wanted to show me like little tricks and little things that I could take with me. And that's why I fuck with Floyd heavy, because a lot of people be hating on him, but they don't understand he really like a real dude. And it's even crazier. A lot of people be seeing him like when he around, he come with like 15, 16 people. Wow. I swear he had to be at the gym with like 2 or 3 people. 2 or 3 people chilling. It was a normal vibe for him. It was regular. He was comfortable, and I think that side of Floyd, I think that's the
When fighters of this caliber start openly sharing experience instead of guarding it, it signals that something important is developing. Once it's known that Floyd is quietly sharpening Shakur's game, focus inevitably shifts to someone who has already performed under that level of intensity.
Boris is an amazing fighter. You know, he's going to have a great career. Crazy skills, good boxing ability, and I will always be proud of him, always. You know, that's why, even like Shakur, you know, I had a chance to train him the other day. And
Strategies and analysis can sound convincing in theory, but the truth of a fight is revealed in the ring. That's where Jamani Ortiz enters the discussion. His perspective carries weight because it's calm and measured, not driven by hype. He isn't speaking from highlight reels or guesswork. He shared the ring with Teófimo López and understands that pressure firsthand. So when Ortiz leans slightly toward Shakur Stevenson, it's not meant as a knock on anyone. It's a realistic evaluation. His point is that cutting off the ring and forcing exchanges may appear straightforward on a chalkboard, but attempting it against someone as composed and skilled as Shakur is an entirely different challenge once the bell rings.
Rather have the winner of the two. So, I mean, who do you think wins that fight? I mean, do you think Shakur will be able to?
I think Shakur would win. Yeah. We know Shakur's a great boxer, and we just seen what I did to Teófimo, so I think Shakur will be able to box him.
Couldn't help but react when he pointed out that training camp delivered exactly what he anticipated from Teo. That detail is sharper than it first appears. When surprises are removed, doubt fades with them. What Ortiz is really pointing to is Shakur's comfort in the in-between moments of a fight. The narrow margins where punches skim past, rhythm gets thrown off, and frustration begins to build. The most revealing part of his insight is his belief that Teo will struggle to throw freely on a steady basis. Not that it's impossible or completely shut down, but that maintaining it consistently will be a constant test.
Hopefully during training camp they learn how to cut off the ring. We'll see. You know, I think I don't. It's gonna be hard for Teófimo to get in some punches off on Shakur, but we'll see.
That's the kind of honesty the sport values. No drama, no exaggeration, just a clear-eyed recognition of how demanding the task really is. Ortiz then shifts the conversation back to his own ambitions, talking about his desire to make a statement that same night, which resonates because it reflects a genuine competitor's mentality. The conclusion is simple. When fighters who have first-hand experience with Teófimo's power and timing still identify Shakur's control as the greater challenge, it carries real weight. This fight isn't built on sudden explosions or highlight moments. It's about positioning and access, who's allowed to fight in the space they're most comfortable in. And when someone who's been there says, that's going to be tough, it isn't empty commentary. It's a meaningful indicator.
I guess asking you, being in the ring with Teófimo, was there anything that surprised you with him in terms of not the success you had, but like, was there anything you thought would be harder or anything that he did that you didn't expect?
No, everything, training camp went so well for that fight that everything I seen, I already expected and seen it coming.
Just after Jamani Ortiz lays out his calm, well-reasoned analysis, the kind you absorb and store away, Greg Hackett crashes into the conversation with all the finesse of an unexpected spark. The mood shifts instantly. Ortiz offers structure, Shakur controlling the fight with movement, discipline, and mental command. Hackett serves as the counterpoint, reminding everyone that boxing doesn't always reward order. Sometimes fights are decided by interruption rather than planning. He isn't concerned with subtleties. He's looking at consequences. One perfectly timed shot can flip the entire narrative, turning Shakur's night from controlled to chaotic. That tension, careful strategy versus sudden impact, is what gives the discussion its edge, forcing both realities to coexist.
I like Shakur for the dub. I like Shakur for the dub because he knows how to win. Like, he knows how to win. You know what I'm saying? And he's always prepared to win. So, and I think Shakur respects Teo to the point where he gonna train like he's never trained before, because this is a great fight for him. This is probably the best fight of his career up to date, even though he's been in some great fights. this is probably the best opponent.
Shakur's accuracy and defensive sharpness are well established, but Teo brings an explosive element capable of dismantling even the most carefully planned approach in an instant. When Hackett stresses volume and urgency, pushing ideas like relentless pressure, sustained aggression, and breaking an opponent's belief through force, it sounds like a deliberate effort to pull the fight into uncomfortable territory. He isn't subscribing to the neat projections most analyses settle on. Boxing operates by its own rules, and a sudden change in pace from Teo can flip the entire script without warning. That's what gives Hackett's perspective substance. He's not celebrating finesse or aesthetics. He's talking about the basic forces that actually decide fights. And that's the underlying truth here. This bout goes beyond stylistic contrast. At its core, it's a confrontation of will versus will, even if it doesn't present itself that way on the surface.
We're going opposite. So what I hear you saying is, when you're tracking a guy down and getting out of the habit of loading up one shot, that means you got to take smaller steps and put smaller shots together. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense where Teo like to jump, you got to stop that jumping. You know what I mean? Take smaller steps, inching behind smaller jabs, smaller right.
If finesse and command are what you value, Shakur delivers that with consistency. If the objective is to break rhythm and pull an opponent into confusion, that's where Teo's explosive side comes into play, striking off counters and turning moments into disorder. What makes this matchup so compelling and almost ironic is how slim the margin is between Teo being methodically dismantled and him completely seizing control. A minor shift in timing, a small lapse in positioning, or one aggressive step taken too far can instantly tilt the fight in either direction. So while Ortiz's analysis offers a clear, structured path to victory, Hackett's emphasis on disruption can't be dismissed. This is the kind of fight where momentum won't stay still, with control and chaos constantly trading places. That's why each round will feel like its own verdict. And ultimately, we're watching to see which version of reality holds up when it matters most.
I mean,
does the best version of Teo have to come out to be Shakur?
Not just the best, it got to be the unheard of version, the version we have never seen. You know what I'm saying? It got to be different. I'm telling you, he can't approach Teo like he approached everybody else. He can't approach Shakur like he approached everybody else, and he can't approach Shakur like, all right, I did whatever I had to do and can't. He gonna fall to me. He gonna fall to my. It don't work like that with Shakur.
Right after Greg Hackett bursts in, tossing bold ideas as if trying to shake the fight apart, the AOY breakdown offers a completely different perspective. It's quieter, more precise, delivered with restraint, but every word lands sharply. Listening to it, you realize this is where things start to feel tense. No theatrics, no intimidation, no embellishment, just pressure. The core point is simple and unforgiving. Teófimo early is dangerous. Teófimo late is uncertain. It's not critique, it's careful observation. Framed this way, the matchup feels like a sprint rather than a marathon. Teófimo doesn't rely on 12 rounds to impose himself. He needs immediate opportunities, and those openings are fleeting, appearing and disappearing in an instant. What makes this breakdown so striking is how it treats Teo's explosiveness, not as a spectacle, but as a precise tool that must be employed with purpose. The real question isn't whether he can land punches. It's whether he can force Shakur to respond before the rhythm of the fight settles. Once Shakur controls the pace, you're no longer facing just a fighter. You're contending with a finely tuned machine.
I'm looking at him like if I'm Teófimo, the reason I took that fight is because I say if I can get in the same positions, I can get into those spots where I can hit Shakur clean. Can Teófimo hurt Shakur with one shot? Can you hurt him clean? He hasn't been a killer, as much of a killer at 140. And after Cambosis, he hasn't been the same in my opinion, but he's still explosive and still dangerous in the first 7 rounds. You know what I'm saying? First 8 rounds. So I think it's a good fight. I like the fight actually because of that. Teófimo got the explosive punching power on his side and good athleticism, and Shakur has a superior boxing IQ, good range, good distance. So it's great. It's good boxer versus good athlete.
There's another perspective the one that makes you pause mid-thought. The pressure in this fight isn't evenly distributed, and that's the subtle truth. Shakur Stevenson isn't entering the ring just to survive. He's carrying expectations that sometimes weigh heavier than any punch. AOY captures that quietly but clearly. Simply winning no longer meets the standard set for him. You can feel it. He must dominate or face doubt, control the pace or invite scrutiny. That's a challenging position, especially for a fighter whose style thrives on order rather than chasing chaos. This imbalance is why predictions for this matchup resist simplicity. Teófimo's goal is to spark disorder early, while Shakur must prove that disruption doesn't faze him. One is trying to drag the fight into chaos. The other is showing that chaos can be contained. The brilliance of this breakdown is that it doesn't favor either side emotionally. It tracks timing. Early rounds belong to risk, later rounds to structure. The real drama lies in the question we're all watching unfold. Will danger leave its mark before control asserts itself? There's no easy answer. It's the clash of impact against resistance.
I think Shakur, like a lot of fights, he needs this name in order to silence a lot of the naysayers, because people talk a lot of shit about Shakur, especially after the De Los Santos fight. I don't think, the Zabata fight took it off of him, even though they tried to make it seem like, it should be off him at this point. I don't think that fight was the one. I think Teófimo is a name that will shed everybody up if Shakur can go.
When you step back and look at the full picture, Floyd sharpening the tools, Ortiz quietly highlighting where errors get punished, Hackett insisting that chaos is intentional, not accidental, and AOY calmly tracking the clock, you begin to understand stakes. This fight isn't about which analysis sounds better. It's about which fighter can operate fully within his own reality. Teófimo thrives in bursts of intensity. Shakur excels over stretches of time. One responds to sudden heat and disruption. The other strengthens as the pace slows and structure takes hold. That's why predicting this matchup is so difficult. Every round presents a new test. Can Teo force urgency before Shakur's rhythm asserts control? Can Shakur quietly dismantle confidence without ever needing to rush? There's no forced excitement, no ready-made narrative. This is restraint facing off against disruption, composure confronting ignition. The line between dominating the fight and losing it is razor thin, measured in subtle adjustments and split-second decisions. And that's why we watch. Not to confirm predictions, but to see which approach endures when the bell keeps demanding answers.
And making a rumble early, he got a chance to get Shakur, for sure. You know what I mean? But his is going to come from blunt force trauma, not attrition. I think Shakur is obviously the dominant of the two in regards to class. He's in a different class, but a fight is a fight. So if Teófimo can punch you in the mouth and change that game plan, then he got a shot. But he got to do.
Now it's your turn. Head to the comments and break this fight down, because there's plenty to discuss. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters so you don't miss the next breakdown. We'll see you in the next one.